about to replace a broken window. The window size is a 3x5 and it's a metal window. Some of the complications of this job is there are storm shutters on the outside of the window. So normally we would remove the trim from the outside, replace the window, and replace the trim. So today we're going to be actually doing this job from the inside, so that way we don't have to remove the storm shutters. We'll have to do a little more demolition, which means we have to remove the drywall and probably some of the trim in order to get the window to fit in. Other thing is we cannot locate a 3x5 replacement window, so we are going with a 3x5 new construction window, which means they just have the nail in the fin around it, same size window. So those are some of the complications of the job. As far as a DIY project, I would probably put it at a 7. It's gonna take some time, and because we're doing it outside the norm, which like I said, we would normally do it from the outside, replace it, but with this one and not having a correct window, makes it just a little more difficult. But thought I'd bring you along for the ride and show you what all it takes to replace a 3x5 metal frame window. So stay tuned, see you shortly. Here is the window that we'll be replacing, and as you can see, those are the metal storm shutters, which actually encases the window. Not to include that there is a great big bush that's actually around the outside of the window, but the storm shutters are encasing the window, so we don't want to actually remove those. This will be the window we'll be replacing, and as you can see, like I said, it's a metal window. So we'll actually get this cut out and pulled out from the inside and trim the window down to fit. Like I said, hopefully it's not a lot of demolition and we can get everything to fit, but the size is an actual 3x5, and we'll see what it takes to get it in. So let's get it set up. Okay, so where we are now is the reason I tore out the bottom half without taking off the trim here is to get the rough opening to see how much I need to take off in order to get the window. So measurement from here. And as you can see, I'm right at, they can focus about 35 and a half, 35 and a quarter. So that means this trim here actually has to come off. So the drywall will have to come off, so I'll be down to the width stitch, which will be basically on both sides in order to get that window to fit in. So that's why I took the bottom half off, just to see how much drywall I would have to take off in order to get the window out, instead of cutting it first, because if it would have fit, with leaving this drywall, then we could have popped it back in. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to take off this 1/2-inch drywall around. Now, as far as the height, we're gonna be same situation here. We're gonna be probably taking off that drywall around the top also to get our 59.5 height along with that trim plate. So we do have some demo to do. So we'll get that taken care of. And at least we know what we gotta take out in order to start getting this window to fit in. So here is our window. That's the actual rough opening of the window. I don't know if we got good light in here, but that's the rough opening. So our rough opening, like that, now from stud to stud, if you can see that, is 35.5 inches. So here is our window. Here are the measurements we needed. So let's get it unpacked and see what we have to do to get it prepped. So here's the window unpacked. Trying to keep it in the trailer in the shade so you can see. But this is the fin that's actually located on the side of the window, which means once you put it into new framing, then you just actually place your nails in the nail holes and it hooks to the outside of the window. So what we'll be doing is actually scoring that frame, that fin that you can see going down through there, and that would bring us to the size window we need. Okay, so here is where I call it the difficult time. So you can get some light. Not gonna be good lighting, but I have the window turned inside out now to show you the difference. Now here, from here, and let me see if I can try to get some kind of lighting. On a replacement window, from here to here on the outside, is your measurement is going to be 35 3/4, which means in our rough opening that we barely had 35.5, the back side of the window, which is narrower, where we took the fin off of, is actually the 35.5. So we could do two things. We could actually come back and trim a 1/4 inch here, or depending on the studs and how they are actually installed, we can actually try to get some spacing within the studs, which means they're hammered here and not at the actual top plate, and we may be able to push those out a 1/4 inch. So we're going to try that first, and if that doesn't work, then we'll come back and we'll trim a 1/4 inch off of the exterior of the window, because the exterior is actually going to butt up into the storm window, so the storm shutters rather, which is this piece here, because that's as far as we'll actually be able to go through. So let's take the sludge hammer and see what we come up with, and see if we can create some space for it. And I think that's the difference between a replacement window and a actual new construction window. And another thing I didn't remember to add, which along with the outside fin, since that one has 3/4, also going up, we're gonna need another 1/4 inch of clearance. So because like I said, that fin is actually sitting out, so that's actually 3/4. The only difficult part about this is as headers are made, there's no room to actually get a clearance to push it up. And the way the supports are made at the bottom, there's no room to push it down. So on this one, we are actually gonna go ahead and take off the 1/4 inch off the top and even it out. And we'll see if that fits. But we were able, if you can see the gap there, to gain a 1/4 inch basically on both sides. So it should fit. Like I said, just now if it's level, we should get it in. But I know at the top we're gonna have the same issue. So we're gonna set it up and go ahead and trim that off now. All right, here goes the test. We should be clear. That's actually it. So see, we created some space on the side, and with the trim, like I say, don't have good lighting, but here everything fits. So now we'll come back and do the trim, but going outside to check to make sure it's all the way up against the storm shutter. And like I said, we created some gaps here, so we'll fill those in. But let's go outside and see what it looks like from the outside. So that's the window from the outside, which is not bad. And that's the actual window that's already here. So that's the new window. And actually, from the sides, it actually pushed up pretty good against the sides, sealed. And you can see, and that's just pushed in by hand. I'll actually come back and put trim on it to hold it up tight. So here is the final product. Able to get all the molding in. I'm trying to get some light. And basically ready for painting. Got the shutter handle back in, the shutter pull. And got the shutters. Actually installed. So what we did is put the trim back around the window. And got it cased in. And the window definitely opens. And closes. So that's it for this product. We will actually go to the outside and take a shot of the outside. But that's everything for that window. So that's how you install a replacement window using a new construction window. So those are some of the things you will run into. Take a look at the outside. So here's the final product from the outside. So everything's sealed, caulked, and you can see how it fits against the storm shutter. And it's pretty tight. So that's what we had to do to get it actually put in. Like I said, because of the large bush outside, made it easier to do from the inside anyway. But you can see from that side it's sealed pretty good all the way around. Like I said, that's what you have to do when installing a replacement window using a new construction window. So that was the day of installing the window. And like I said, if you can get a replacement window, get a replacement window. But if you can't find a replacement window, just some of the things that you have to do if you get a new construction window. So until next time, stay safe, and we'll talk to you later.